Angela, you have so many fans. I just checked, you have almost 500,000 followers on Twitter.
Yes. Sorry, just making sure they're in. They're in.
Yeah.
They're in.
So it's YouTube safe.
Yes.
Okay, we talk about sex, but we cannot show it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, Angela White, for everybody who doesn't know you, which is probably not many people, tell us where you're from.
I'm from Australia, so I was born in Sydney. I grew up on the southern beaches there, and then I moved to Melbourne in 2007 to complete my university degree. And then I stayed there because I loved Melbourne until I moved here to Los Angeles in 2016, where I now live. So I'm an Australian performer, but I'm now based in Los Angeles, and I'm also a director and producer, and yeah, I'm living my dream. It's pretty amazing.
And you're not only very sexy, you're also clever. Because a lot of people always think porn performers are stupid, but you are the opposite.
Well, there are a lot of assumptions made about porn performers, and not just performers, but everybody that works in the adult industry. There's a lot of myths surrounding the pornography industry. And one of those myths is that the people within it are not intelligent, but that's completely incorrect. Intelligent people like sex. We like to explore our sexuality. We like to be creative with it. And so, yeah, it's one of those things. It's an unfortunate stereotype, but the art industry attracts so many different people. And I think one of the reasons for that is that most everybody loves sex. So you're going to get people from all different backgrounds coming into this industry to engage in all sorts of kinky sex.
I even think that intelligent people are generally more kinky and more adventurous when it comes to sex.
That's an interesting theory, and you might be onto something there. I think that intelligent people are also, we're adventurous, and we seek novelty. We always like to we're curious about the world. We're curious about sex, and what could this thing be like? And I want to try that. Yeah, let me have some of that. So that's an interesting theory, and I might agree with that.
You know that I'm a swinger since many years, and I met a lot of very intelligent people also in the swinger scene.
I'll bet. Well, yeah, it makes sense. That I think that intelligent people don't always think they need to abide by the status quo. So if the status quo is that you need to, grow up, get married, have kids, have the white picket fence, be monogamous, there's a certain path that is the normal path that people go on, and being heterosexual and monogamous is one of the things that are expected from us in society. And I think that a lot of intelligent people don't necessarily. Before I move on, let me just say there's nothing wrong with heterosexuality. There's nothing wrong with monogamy. There's nothing wrong with that. Different.
I think it's boring, but
but it works for some people.
Yeah,
it works for some people, and that's fine. But I think that you have to live the life that you want to live, and you have to create relationship styles and statuses that work for you, and not. Monogamy doesn't work for me, and obviously it doesn't work for you. You're a swinger, and I think that unfortunately society hasn't fully accepted that, but hopefully that'll change. I think it's changing. I think it's changing slowly. I think different forms of non-monogamy are being are more socially acceptable now. Not necessarily fully accepted, but certainly more acceptable. So that's great. But yeah, I'm not somebody, I like to be in relationships with multiple people at the same time. I'm someone that likes to, I feel like sex is a conversation. So, and I don't want to have a conversation with just one person for the rest of my life. I like to engage in conversations with all different types of people at different times.
But I also have to say that you are not normal. in a very good way.
Thank you.
In many ways you are not normal. Also you are extremely successful, which is also not normal. You are I think nobody ever won so many AVN awards than you have.
Yeah, Dan Miller did say that I broke a record, or he called it record setting that night this year. So that's very incredible. So I won 14 AVN. Well, it was 13 awards, and then the 14th trophy was my AVN induction into the Hall of Fame.
Which I was unhappy that you got this, because I think you're too young for that. You should they should have given that to you in 10 years or 20 years or so.
Well, I kind of had hopes that maybe in 5 years' time I would be inducted into the Hall of Fame. So I didn't campaign for that award or anything. I didn't mention it. It came as a complete surprise to me. But to qualify to be in the Hall of Fame, you have to have been in the industry for 10 years, which I have been. And also, I think you have to have made a significant contribution. I don't know all of the variables, all of the criteria.
I mean, you definitely deserve it, but I wish they would have waited with this one. So, but 14 awards, or 13 plus 1.
Yeah.
Can you even name all the categories?
Well, the first one obviously that comes to mind, which is the biggest award of the night, for me at least, was Female Performer of the Year, which is a huge honor and something that I did really want it, but you know, there's a lot of amazing women in the category, and all the women in that category are deserving. So I had hopes but no expectations. Mm-hmm. But when I won, of course, I was overjoyed, and I'm still overwhelmed by the whole experience, to be honest. I'm overwhelmed with gratitude for all of the love and support that I've received, that I received from AVN that night, but also from the industry as a whole. I think that I've really been welcomed into this industry, and being welcomed into it like I've never been welcomed into any other industry before. It's really touching. So Female Performer of the Year, and then Angela Volume 3, which was my big movie for 2017, garnered 6 awards, which was huge, and one of them being Showcase of the Year. And then my boy-girl scene for that with Manuel Ferreira won Best Boy-Girl Sex Scene. That was a really special scene. Actually,
he introduced us
a
few years ago.
Yes, I had no idea who you were until Manuel introduced me to you, and I had a lot of catching up to do, because you have done a lot in your career. So once I found out about you, we had a dinner together, mm-hmm. and I had no idea that you were so kinky. Like, you were so you're just such a gentleman. You're just such a lovely person, and yeah, I was really happy to meet you, because very soon after, maybe a week later, we had sex for the first time. It was soon after that we shipped together for.
And it was for your own production.
Yes.
Which is a double turn on for me. I love shooting with you, like today with Eddie Powell. He's a great videographer. Yes. He does amazing work. But I particularly love shooting with you, for you, because it makes me feel like a whore when you pay me for having sex with you.
Yes, yeah. So you like feeling like a whore?
Absolutely.
You like feeling like a dick for hire?
Yeah.
Mm. I love shooting my own product. I love producing and directing my own product, because it means I get to choose everything. I mean, obviously I have a choice when it comes to other people's productions, whether I do or don't want to work with certain talent. But when it's your own production, every little detail is your own choice. It's everything from the location, the wardrobe, the male talent, you know, what kind of scene it's going to be and for how long. So I like to have that control and get to have the sex that I want to have. So thank you. And I remember there was a ghost in our scene. I don't believe in ghosts, but I remember we were all fucking and I had an orgasm and the light started flickering and the light went out. That was interesting. But
today we are shooting for New Sensations for Eddie Powell.
Yes.
And he shot a scene with you and me like a little bit over a year ago.
That was such an amazing scene.
And I really loved the results. So if you have the chance, check out this scene. Yeah. And now we have to stop our interview because Eddie is ready to take some hot, sexy photos with you.
Me and my lingerie. So I have to go take my pretty girls, and Steve gets to watch, and then after that, he gets to come in and have his way with me.
Come in and come on you and.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we're gonna have so much fun.
I'm looking forward to it. Mwah.